Welcome to another episode of Give Me a Break, where today we look at three topics: running in the halls, dress code, and fights in school fights. Our first topic we're looking at is running in the hallways. So let's get started in 90 seconds. You see them everywhere. You see them everywhere at school. People running in the hallways just to get to one class to the other when the turnabout runs. And you say so, you tell them walk. But what happens when people walk in the halls? Run in the halls. Well, the best answer for you with these 8 reasons. With these 8 reasons why. You might run into somebody. You might run into something. It's immature. The hallways are crowded. It's impolite to push through. The teacher will yell at you like, "Hey, no running in the halls." No one runs in the halls unless it's something strange. I mean, you may have seen it in the movie. Let me tell you something. You may have seen it in the movie, in the Nightmare on Elm Street movie, where you may have seen it in that story and the Nightmare on Elm Street. But you should not be running in the hallways. If you're late, you walk to class. That should not be happening. You don't ever run in the halls. There's public service announcements on YouTube that show this crap. Around me will be annotations to different videos that will explain why you should not run in the hallways. Sorry I said into. I meant in the halls. I think the main reason why is because people are late to class. So like when they hear about oh shit, I gotta get to class. That's the reason why you keep running in the halls, because you might run into somebody. Like you push them into a locker, someone might fall. The 9th reason might be because when the janitor is mopping and he sees you like running in the hall, that's another sign you should not be running in the halls. It is rude and impolite. The other main reason why is because people just don't understand that they're in a hurry. People, here's the thing: if you're in a hurry just to go to work, what should you drive? A car. If you're in a hurry to class because you're hanging out with your friends or something else, well, it's your fault, buddy, for not paying attention. You should always walk in the halls and never run. That's why they have policies like no running in the halls. But y'all should pay for your own mistakes for running those halls. That's you right there. If y'all run in those halls, go ahead, but that's you right there making the biggest mistake ever. You should never run in those halls, because if you do, you're gonna run into somebody. You're gonna hurt somebody. You're gonna run into something, and what you might experience is what you're gonna see when you look at that person is something like, he should not go running in the halls because he could hurt somebody. And I agree with it. And I agree with that person. You will be hurt. And if you get hurt, you're going to be injured. You don't run into somebody or into something, because that can cause someone to be injured. Nobody will want that happening, right? And there's other reasons, like you can trip and get hurt. The school, and the other reason is this is not a track. The hallway is not a school track. The hall monitor will hunt you down. You should always get to school on time if you don't. You wouldn't have to. You can knock someone over and get your ass kicked, which we'll talk about school fights later in this broadcast. You should never over-excel and completely pass your class, ending in a late start. Meaning that if you're tardy, you should not be running in class, running to your class because you're late. Also, you could really run into stupid and everyone you could really run really stupid and everyone will make fun of you like a bully. That's Thursday. That's Thursday's topic. I'll tell you about that at the end of the show. Another is you'll end up in detention. These are other reasons. You'll slip on the floor. You won't be able to recognize the people around you when you run. You might bump into someone, injure yourself, bump on the door. You won't even recognize your own surroundings. You won't have any routes to run through. You'll most likely get to class too early. So in other words, if you're running to class like 5 minutes for the bell, you run into your class, there's a whole bunch of crowd. You are going to get injured, buddy. Also, these other reasons. You could slow an awkward runner. You could drop a piece of paper. You could drop your purse. You could run into someone you don't like, which is a bully. They'd be like, I don't like you. Get out of my way. Boom. You're pushing someone. You're coming into someone that you have a crush on, like, Abby! You can really be fat, and so when people see you running, they laugh at the fat flopping now. No offense to, I'm not offending fat, I'm not offending obese people. If I do, then I'm sorry. Really forget to wear a bra. I'm not pointing these details out. Thanks to answers.yahoo.com, I found these reasons. Also, you can fall down a pencil that someone could trip over. You might be stabbed in the arm with a pencil. You don't want that in your conscience. You don't want that in your conscience, do you? Also, this other reason, you could draw attention to yourself. You ever get an idea when the best way to get through the day at school is to run under the radar. You can get to class faster. The basics, your teacher will find out your cramps and then keep you from being active. You'll put someone's eye out. So, in other words, you can't be running late to your PE class because you ran into the principal, which he can still give you a pass. There's no reason for you to run in the hallways because you went to go see the principal's office. Thanks to YahooAnswers.com, I think we found pretty good reasons to end this topic. So, to all you people that run out in the hallways, give me a break. Well, next on the program, do you feel like someone's out of dress code? Do you ever feel like when you see someone who's out of dress code, do you ever feel like you should report to the principal's office? Well, we're going to talk about dress code and all that other stuff, and we're going to answer those questions for you right after this. I wish I had another camera on you so I can ask you this important question. Do you ever feel like do you ever look at someone who's out of dress code and then report it to the principal's office? These questions are for you, security people. Do you ever feel like that's the person out of dress code? Like, what would you do? Would you report that to the principal? Or would you give them a warning? And why is it important to have the dress code? Well, according to Google, a major reason why dressing in proper business attire is so important for business professionals because it presents a visual image and it sends a message that the employee is a professional. The importance of a dress code is for professionals that vary somewhat by industry. And what is dress code, by the way? Well, a dress code is a set of standards that companies develop to provide their employees with guidance about what is appropriate to wear to work. So therefore, what's appropriate to wear to school. Dress codes range from formal business to casual to casual. And here's a poll that, thanks to articles.niche.com, here's a poll that shows you, which is 48%, 40% is growing for modern dress code. 14% is a very strict dress. Some schools have a very strict dress code, which is 14%. 10% has school-issued uniforms. A very casual dress code for 26% of some schools, and 2% have no restrictions whatsoever. So now what we're going to do is look at the pros and cons for this, which makes me say, give me a break. The pros and cons, dress code can lead to a sense of security, less distraction from students. They can concentrate on their studies. It can instill discipline on students. It can promote better behavior in students. And what about the cons? Well, it can hinder creative expression of students, dress code suspicions, and take focus away from education. Rules sometimes not enforced uniformly. Again, costly depending on how strict the dress code is. Think about that. Think about the poll I showed you. 48% of schools have moderate dress code, while 14% have a very strict dress code. This happened at Columbine High School. What about the sets of clothing standards? Well, from the same website, students may be able to abide by the fingertip rule. When it comes to short skirts or skirt length, it must stand above fingertips. Or, in my school, the shorts that you have on must be the width of a dollar bill. It cannot show their students cannot show their stomachs, with a belly shirt, or their shoulders in tank tops. In other words, these shirts have to be the length of a dollar bill. Plus, leggings are treated as tights and must be worn with tops or skirts to follow the fingertip rule, or what I call the dollar bill rule. So let's look at this poll that I found from the same website, articles.niche.com, which I'll put the source right now in the description. Here's the 6 cities. 95% are New Orleans. 2% is Cleveland, which is 85%. Chicago is 80%. Boston, which comes in number 4, is 65%. Miami is 60%. And Cincinnati is 50%, which comes in number 6. The bottom line is many are divided on the benefits of dress codes and school uniforms, whether they are truly impacting students. But schools searching for better security methods in an effort to maintain control. So dress codes are sometimes the smallest and easiest form of defense. Give me a break. Really? Sorry about that. Sorry. Up next, have you ever been in a school fight? Have you seen a school fight, or have you ever been in a school fight? Well, in this game, we're very similar to what we're going to talk about when we come back. We're going to talk about how school fights happen, why it happens, where it happens, and some additional tips about how you can stop the school fights in your area right after this. School fights, or slang high school fights. Why do they happen? I think the main reason why high school fights happen is because of someone called them fat, lazy, or someone's being bullied, or a post on Facebook that happens like, oh, hey, man, you talk stuff about my girlfriend? You call my girlfriend fat? All right, let's go right now. That's the other reason why. Thanks to KeepSchoolSafe.org, I found a 1999 national survey of high school students found in the past year that more than 1 in 3 students have been in a physical fight, and about 1 in 7 have been in a physical fight school property, and about 1 in 9 of those who have fought have been hurt badly enough to be to medical treatment. I think the real reason is because 2 or more teens who have chosen to use physical force became involved in a conflict or an argument. Medium rare stakes. It can be enforced like medium rare stakes to, can lead up to like your mom or something, blah blah blah. Like your mom is this and that, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. But why do they fight? Someone saw something else or treated them. That's 54% who say it's disrespect. 42% said there's ongoing fear of disagreement. That's 44%. Someone was hit, pushed, shoved, or bucked. I hate to tell you, but this ain't GTA 5. Or it can be like someone can like spread rumors about what happened. Someone spread rumors and said things about someone else. That's 40%. Someone cannot control the anger. That's 39%. Other people who are watching or encouraging the fight. That's 34%. But what makes me say it getting ranks because the people in the school like swarm like ants, vultures, flies. Like they're like, oh, there's gonna be a fight. Oh my gosh, I've never seen a fight in my entire life. This could be the coolest thing. Here's people that are in type of fights like they'd be like semi-cool, or something like that. People who would like walk around insecure, talking insecure, like most of them like shirt pulling, hair pulling. Half the girls like hair pulling. Going back to this, someone who has like the fight has been involved, like that's 26%, or someone in looking like a loser, that's 21%. An argument over a boyfriend or girlfriend, which is 19%. Like I wanted my girlfriend, but you chose to get your girlfriend. We don't choose our friends. Like yes, we do. We have the same friends. Someone wanted to keep a repetition to get a name. That's 17%. Before we continue on with these facts, I want to point something out. These are people who and there's always people who would take this and have to film it. Anyone watches videos like on Facebook or YouTube, like some fight that happened at random, the cameraman always has to yell. Like when something happens, like you'd be like, "Oh, you got him, Mikey! Keep swinging now. You guys are cool just because you're in a fight. It makes you look tough." And there was another national survey found that the youth who reported fighting in the past months had unsafe sex, 2 or more sex partners, which is 45% unsafe sex. 41% had 2 or more sex partners in the last 3 months. 39% had driven a car while drunk, which our talk about on Friday. 26% had carried a gun in the last month. 24% attempted suicide. 13% had used cocaine in the last month. These are all from KeepSchoolSafe.com, not mine doing. So what can you do for your school fights? You can learn the ways how to resolve arguments and fights peacefully and encourage your friends to do the same. Many schools, church after-school programs often offer training. Don't carry a gun. Before a fight, think about the consequences. Like, teacher will come and break it up, and boom, you're suspended for a couple days or whatever. Like in my school, if you threw the first punch, if you punched somebody, you go to SD for all that matter. That's actually like their other reason too. Decide your opinions for handling the problem, such as talking, talking the opponent's right opinion. Decide your options for handling the problem, such as talking to the problem out calmly with the people involved in avoiding the problem by staying away from certain people. Also, if someone's threatening you that you are in serious danger, do not take the matters in your own hands. Find an adult who can trust to discuss your fears. Like if someone's bullying you, you're welcome to come to an adult. Just leave an example. Never physically or verbally harm a bully or tease. Don't be like, just don't be like teasing at somebody and saying, "You're a dumb, stupid bitch. You're a stupid bitch." Yeah, something like that. Shouldn't that be consequences like saying that like enough is enough? Give me a break. Who does that? Why do these fights happen anyway? Like, teacher comes back to that, boom, suspended for like a couple days or whatever. Shirt pulling, hair pulling, these are the only reasons why these fights happen because it's always like a Facebook comment or something like something like a YouTube comment or something. They always have to do what they gotta do. But in the case of these fights on YouTube, I never know what to expect. Like, I don't know what to believe. So all I gotta say is just give it a break. We'll be right back. There's one thing I want to point out though. Yesterday in my video where I talked about playing PlayStation in public, I forgot to mention like one person played PlayStation in a golf course, the other person played PlayStation in Taco Bell. Like this guy right there, he was like having all shirts, like one on the chest and two on the arms. He was like screaming, "Bang down!" and something like that. And this lady right there tells him to be quiet and says, "I will not be quiet at Bang Down." So that's the points I want to bring up. So tomorrow we're gonna be talking about what we're gonna be talking about. Tomorrow we're gonna be talking about something what I do every time I play guitar. Where are the good places about guitar? What can you do to stop stealing? What can you do? No, that's gonna be like it's gonna be next week's topic on the guitar. But also tomorrow we're gonna be talking about what we're gonna be talking about is we will be talking about homework. I promise you to get the homework segment going, but I thought, well, I'll bring that tomorrow. Then on Thursday we're going to talk about drunk driving, along with texting driving. Yeah, along with texting driving. So look forward to those at the same time, 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. Follow us on YouTube all around the world.